Welcome back to the program on this Friday, January 12th, 2024. Hopefully you guys are doing well. And during this episode of the Weather Live Weekly Update, we're going to focus on the storm at hand. Second major storm in a week to impact the east central United States. This one bringing blizzard warnings and widespread winter storm warnings for parts of the Great Lakes, also the Midwest. This one will also be accompanied by wind, where high wind warnings have been posted and a lot of cold is on the way. The coldest air so far this season can be expected for much of the eastern United States over the next several days ahead, and it looks like that cold's going to be sticking around. Detailing where the snow will be falling, how much in this update, and when to expect the cold, how low the mercury will drop. Let's get you started with the satellite perspective here and showing you that storm already getting wrapped up across the central United States. Pretty easy to see that low pressure as it's swirling right there across the middle Mississippi River Valley, pulling up quite a bit of moisture all the way up into the Great Lakes, where it's already coming down as snowfall, and some very heavy snow rates have been reported as well, especially just to the north of Chicago. From a satellite perspective, we've been talking about this for several weeks. So far this winter, we have not seen much of a unified jet. That has changed, however, the last couple of days. And right now we're looking at the northern branch and the southern branch, how they have firmly come together, bringing with it both moisture and cold out of Canada. And that's when you get the stronger storms that are possible this time of the year. Very strong jet stream making its way through the Rockies and then back across portions of the central and now eastern United States, where that low pressure continues to deepen. And again, it's that unified jet that is pulling on that cold that we're all going to be experiencing here over the next several days ahead. All right, I want to take a look at the satellite here, but I also want to cover some of the warnings that are already out there. So let's go on over to our main computer, and this is just a plethora of advisories and warnings, and I'm not going to cover all of these, but I will mention some of these in the brown there. There's high wind warnings that have been posted for portions of the lower Ohio Valley, parts of the Appalachians, and also into western upstate New York, where a lot of wind can be expected with this storm. In the red, those are the blizzard warnings. We'll take a look at that in detail a little closer in just a couple of moments. We'll go on over here to our radar view, and you can see where all the warnings are, and all up and down the Midwest, and that's the blizzard warning there for much of the state of Iowa. There's a blizzard warning locally across the Green Bay area, and also up into northeastern sections of the of lower Michigan. In the pink, this is winter storm warnings for much of Michigan, Wisconsin, northern Illinois. It does kind of bifurcate the city of Chicago, northern half of the city under the warning. And to the south, that is a winter weather advisory there in the blue or kind of purplish color there as well. You'll also notice winter storm warnings have been posted downwind of both Lakes Erie and also Lake Ontario. And, of course, that is with the expectation of lake effect snow, which they're going to be experiencing here once the storm rolls through over the next couple of days. It's going to be a busy weekend. Had some questions about the Bills game on Sunday. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of snow flying off of Lake Erie. I would expect Orchard Park to probably have 6 inches on the ground by the time the game starts, and then it could come down at 1 inch or maybe even 2 inches per hour during the game. So, yeah, kind of a lot going on. I did throw on the satellite loop. You can see what the current, the snowfall is occurring right now. We'll also throw on some temperatures for you. Just a cold rain for portions of the lower Ohio River Valley. That rain stretching from near Cleveland all the way down through Nashville. And you can see some stronger thunderstorms for portions of the southeast. But the main thrust of the snow north of Chicago, as advertised, between Chicago, Green Bay, Milwaukee, going to get hit with a lot of snow, probably a foot plus there locally. That's my guess on that particular part of the system. All right, with that being said, let's get you into some of the models, and want to not just look at the storm that's on hand right now, but also want to look at what's coming down the pipe. There is, as mentioned, more opportunities for snow. And so we'll take a look at the latest run of the GFS. That's the Global Forecast Station, and we'll see what it is showing us for this week. And showing the current storm system as we speak. I'm going to back this up. There it is. So currently low pressure on the order of about 982 millibar, dropping to around 976 and then 972 by morning tomorrow as it gets wrapped up. That's when it's going to bring, again, a lot of wind across portions of the Great Lakes, so you will have that blizzard effect. You can see a slug of rain making its way into western New York as we start off the day on Saturday. And then it's rain, and then the cold air begins to make its way through. So that rain changes over to rain-snow mix for portions of upstate New York. That's Saturday during the day. And then you get those cold winds howling over the Great Lakes, the relatively warm waters of the Great Lakes, and that's going to lead to, again, the lake effect that we are expecting here on Sunday. And that's going to go into early portions of next week as well, where, again, some pretty significant accumulations of snowfall can be expected with that. All right, so let's take a look at the current run of the GF, or make that the European forecast model. You know, this is a preferred model. Going to run through this. We're going to take a look at the winds as well while we're doing this. And so the current storm lifting north, you can see behind it there is some energy that will bring some snow shower activity into portions of the lower portions of the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Appalachians through the weekend. So in addition to the lake effect snow, there's going to be also opportunities for some snow showers, some jet stream wind energy aloft, which you're not necessarily seeing on this map here is the cold, which I'm going to highlight in just a moment. There is a piece of energy coming up through the jet stream, which is going to be really far south here for Monday, Tuesday. And that piece of energy will set up a little low pressure that will bring some snow, it looks like, to portions of the south. I'll say portions of the south. You can see it kind of picking up in earnest here. Portions of Tennessee, northern Dixie, maybe into portions of Kentucky, and eventually the Appalachians. So we'll watch this. Again, this is coming up here late Monday, Tuesday, again with a lot of cold, then snow showers spread to the northeast. Potential is there for a heavy coastal snow as we head towards Tuesday, but we'll have time to watch that. I think the bigger deal is, in fact, going to be the cold. Now, in order to talk about the cold, we have to describe the jet stream. We've already talked about how it's come together, the northern branch, the southern branch together, and creating that powerful storm. You can see this thing as it just kind of gyrates across southern Canada, northern portions of the United States. And this is sort of like the polar vortex. It is a lot of energy that is normally further north, and it's way down here. So big low pressure is going to sit and spin across southern Canada, the Great Lakes, for the next week to 2 weeks to come. And as it sits there and rotates, you're going to see wave after wave of some really cold air. And depending on timing, could come with some snow at times as well. But the cold, I think, is going to be the story. And let's talk about just how cold those temperatures are going to get, focusing on the central part of the United States, over the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, the Midwest. And so this is the situation we find ourselves in. Temperatures very much above normal ahead of that storm. But you can see the sharp drop-off as it's going to make its way from west to east across much of the eastern U.S. over the next couple of days ahead. And look at those purples where you've got temperatures 20, 25 degrees below zero for this time of the year. And by the way, it's supposed to be cold this time of the year, so that's going to come as a bit of a shock to the system. In some cases, temperatures falling below zero, maybe well below zero for portions of the region here as we go throughout the next several days ahead. So these are anomalies, looking at the actual temperatures, and what we'll do is we'll take a look at some of the minimums and some of the maximums. So we'll start you with the maximum temperatures here. We'll start you on Sunday. You can see that cold where across portions of the Midwest, temperatures don't get above zero. And in fact, they may not get above 10 below zero. Portions of Iowa, the Dakotas, Minnesota included in that. So it's just bitterly cold. But again, it's January. What do you expect? Looking ahead, these are high temperatures on, this is Monday, this is Tuesday. So high temperatures Tuesday, hard pressed to escape the teens for much of the Ohio River Valley. We'll see those temperatures improve just a little bit midweek, and then another system comes down that's going to bring that cold right back as we head towards Sunday. Now, as far as low temperatures are concerned, let's get into that. And you can see sub-zero low temperatures, of course, all across the Midwest. It's going to kind of cozy itself right up into the western Great Lakes here by Tuesday. You're talking about morning low temperatures 15 to 20 degrees below zero. Everybody else single digits and teens. And then we'll see that cold air returning over the course of the weekend. Again, focused on the Midwest and the Great Lakes. A lot of cold coming up here. That's the moral of the story. There are going to be opportunities for snow, but again, it's going to be timing and placement. As you know, that can be very tricky, and sometimes you just have to wait until just a few days out. But plenty of opportunities for snow for the eastern United States here in the weeks ahead as we enter the heart of this winter season. So you know the precautions you need to take if you haven't already done so to make sure your pets are protected. Remember, they're very much affected by the weather, just like you and I. Make sure that they have, a way to get out of that extreme cold. Bring them inside, in the garage, whatever you need to do. Just make sure your furry friend is taken care of. Also, remember to check on the elderly. They, too, are very much susceptible this time of the year. And just stay warm, everybody. We'll continue to monitor the situation. If you found value in this video, be sure to like and share the video. I appreciate that very much. And we'll be back with more updates here over the next several days ahead. In the meantime, you guys stay warm, stay blessed, my friend, and we'll talk soon.